We've been discussing the concept of what the Prakriti does and what happens when the soul enters the living part of the architect's creations. In the next verse, what it says is that when the soul enters the body, any living thing, it gives it a specific characteristic and its sanctity is altered. Basically, our material existence, including our memories and instincts, are by design. We have absolutely no control over them. If only in the 1900s the modern psychologists discussed that. Some of you might have read Carl Jung's work. He talks about collective unconsciousness, which is essentially what we inherit from our ancestors as a community. The goal of a good society which functions within a well-defined ethos is to enhance that collective unconsciousness as we evolve. Collective unconsciousness is nothing but the memories such as how to walk. The body is designed, but then how do we learn to walk? How do we learn to talk? And what kind of beliefs do we have? That's one of the reasons perhaps our ancestors in India did disseminate works like Vedas through recitation, through repeated recitations. That goes into the memory of the whole society. In other words, perhaps, I don't know whether it still is true or not, perhaps in the past, a child born without having to teach the child would learn, would know the intonations of the Veda. So that is the kind of purpose of using that unique characteristics that is us from the soul to enhance our community. So that's the idea of a soul. Soul is not a thing, as have been mentioned. It's not a tangible thing. You cannot put your hands on it or take it and say, oh, that's the soul. I saw the soul leave the body. None of that is perhaps true. It doesn't have to be thought of in that manner, is my opinion. It has nothing to do with whether it is true or false. It's more of the concept of soul doesn't have to be approached in that way. You could approach it very simply as an abstract entity that we try to purify through our behavior. And the last line of today's verse, which says, so that you purify your soul so that you will have a better birth in the future. Just imagine, that looks like that is a concept of reincarnation, but that is misinterpreted as, yeah, then you could be born as a cockroach or a pig or a dog or something of that, or a superhuman. All that is our imagination. None of that is said there. The idea is a better birth means, if a community, all of us follow certain rules and live in a disciplined life, the community in which we are going to be born is going to be better, and therefore your life would be better. All animals do that. They, by collective unconsciousness, behave in the right way. The consciousness that we have, which is perhaps different from what the animals have, makes us work harder because it allows us to fantasize, it allows us to stray, which the animals do not suffer from. That is the reason why we need the Bhagavad Gita. And some might ask, well, what about the dogs and the cows? Why didn't our religion write a book for them? They don't need it. I will stop right there, I think.